Hi everybody, welcome to another career tutorial. I'm cripeman. What we're going to do this time through is we're going to make trails of smoke using our volumetric clouds. Now I'm in the large scene. I'm starting out in the large scene, and I've done a couple of modifications to my cloud, or I would have just started from scratch. But I've got a real basic cloud. It's Cumulus 1. Took the underside flatness out, played with the density a little bit. Brought it to turbulence, brought the scale multiplier up because we're going to be using it as a component of a cloud rather than a cloud. The more that you want it to be a cloud on its own, bring the scale multiplier down. Mainly because it throws different little particles and stuff in there, little pieces of cloud that make it look cloudy. Yeah, okay, so we've got our cloud basically made up. Oh, something I wanted to show you too. The cloud's 1,000 by 1,000 by 1,000. That's a perfect cube, right? Now I modified that in my here. I just went 1,000, 1,000, 1,000. And when you go back in here, it's 0.20 miles by 0.20 miles by 0.10 miles. And then if you bring this up, it's gonna stretch. Well, let me show you. 0.20, 0.20, and that looks perfectly circle. This is mainly going to be for the feedback here, right? But yeah, it stretched this out, so we'll bring that back, and it changed the value here too. So let's bring that back down to 1,000. Kapow! And now we've got our little cloud. Now I have this set on the highest setting, and I want to show you why. I want to show you why. Accuracy, I have it on very high, very, very slow. And this is true. It can be very, very slow. If you use multiple clouds at the same time, all that fun stuff, which is what we're going to be doing. When you render it with the very fast setting, render it. Oh, make a liar out of me. God dang it. Okay. Well, what I was going to say is there is banding, and there normally is. There was banding last time I did this. There we go. There's a little bit of banding. There's banding on the pour setting. It just kind of half-asses the cloud as it goes through. But it's decent. And you notice these little protruding little bumps out of here. When we multiply it, I'm going to show you how to get rid of. Kind of make it blend into the rest of the thing. Alright, now let's go ahead and get to the particle emitter part. Now the whole thing about this is to shape your clouds, is to get different settings. You can play with your cloud and have one cloud in your scene and have it be the cloud in your scene, or you could do this and have multiple clouds, semi-random, and have some pretty cool effects. Let's go ahead and jump into the particle shape. Let's do the object. Jump over to advanced, and we're going to add that object, the volumetric clouds. Kapow! Let's go through and see what our settings. Free and scene, yes. Emission cube, let's do that. 1, 1, 2, 3. Let's do 1,000. And we're going to, since it's going to be progressive smoke, it's going to be smaller at the bottom, larger at the top. Smaller at the bottom, larger at the top. Okay? And we're not going to do 200 particles because that is a long render. We're going to do 10 clouds, and even that's going to be a little, it's going to be pushing it. The size, it says 20. Now, realize we're in the big scene, but 20 is going to make your clouds huge. From 1,000 all the way up to 20, you know, 20,000 feet across. That'll fill your whole screen and take up a lot of render time. We're just going to make that make it small numbers, you know, single digits. 1 to 200 feet is probably pretty cool. Velocity, let's do 3. 1, 2, 3. 3,000. No variation there. Generate particles before start. 0, 1. Kapow. And we're good to go. Let's go into our advanced and make sure everything's good here. Oh, let's turn off our gravity. 0. And and let's shuffle. Oh, you got to make sure and shuffle to make sure that you're you see it dancing around over here. When you shuffle it, it kind of commits to the scene. Now, something that kind of drives me crazy about the particle emitter and the clouds is they don't automatically have their hot point jump to the center, which is kind of a good thing if you can do that, or at least, you know, have it the object center on the hot point. At least have them centered around each other somehow. But yeah, I hate that. But let's go ahead and see what we got here. Let's render. It's everywhere. It's everywhere. Well, you know what? Maybe we're going to have to do this. Actually, the making it across like, well, let's go ahead and do this. Let's go 0, and I'm going to show you the trailing smoke cloud. Shuffle. And it's hard. The thing that really sucks about the feedback on this is the clouds are outlines, but you can change that. Go ahead into here. Instead of light mesh, you can do crosses. There we go. You crank that all the way up, and even if you can't see it, you have a general idea of where everything's going. See that? All right. Kapow. Let's render. And see, we have nice little trails of smoke. That's what we want. Now, if you want to kind of shape your clouds, you can do that by doing the little trick that I was talking about. But you're going to have to add clouds. That's going to be the rub. What are they're 1,000 a piece. Let's do 3. No, let's do 1,500 across. And we're going to make the size 5, and we might be able to get away with that. We might still have to add clouds though. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. Yeah, that's going to send them up a little bit. Notice the banding right there because we have it on the pour setting. Yeah, that's a little much. Goes beyond the boundaries of our box, it looks like. Oh, lovely, lovely. But you notice how that changes the shape a little bit? I mean, it really wasn't lovely, but let's bring that down to 3. Yeah, we're gonna keep that. Shuffle. And see what we got. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. There we go. See how you can stack them on top of each other and change the shape just slightly? That way you don't have the same clouds in your scene all over the place. And you can, once you have the shape that you want, then you can jump into your clouds and start playing with the parameters on this. Bring sharpness up, scale multiplier down. See how it makes it a little fluffy? Now watch this. Shuffle. You might not have to do that every time, but it sucks whenever you think you're going to go do it and you can't. Duh. See the banding? See the banding? It's pretty gnarly. So this is why we got to bring this up just a smidge. Oh, duh. Bring this up just a smidge. See if we can do that. And if it doesn't work, where it takes all the banding away, it doesn't take all the banding away, but it did a little bit on it. You can start playing with the density and just change the entire shape if you want to. It's going to get kind of slow there. So let's density. Just change the entire big cumulus. That gives you a little wisp of smoke. Shuffle. Render. Alright, it's not exactly what we wanted, but oh, you notice how the clouds are smaller here and bigger at the top? That's one of the benefits of doing this way too, is you have variety. Now, to finish this off, I want to show you a little trick about unlinking the rotation from your trajectory. Actually, these look kind of random, so I thought I was going to have to. Well, we're still going to have to do that. And one of the reasons that you even want to deal with clouds. This is the original, and this is them, the other ones. The only reason that you want to deal with the clouds like this is because they reflect your sun. They will throw shadows and that kind of thing, and help add realism to your scene. Let's go ahead and unlink rotation from trajectory, and the orientation will do 100 degrees, 100, and let's do 20, 20. And this is where it helps to have your clouds and centered on your this guy, your handle, centered on itself. Kapow, kapow. Same thing here, kapow. All right, let's see what we got. And spin them around, make them all kind of random. And there you go. That's pretty much what we're going for. Now you notice that there are some random shadows generated by the clouds being kind of close, and you're not really sure where the shadow is coming from. But other than that, no, it's a pretty decent effect, I'm thinking. I'm a little bit biased by it, but yeah, check it out. Try it. If you need to shape your clouds, there's more than one way to skin a cat. You can do the clouds manually. But you can also throw a particle emitter. You can also do a replicator and those kind of things to help add your scene. And you notice we only did 10 clouds. Try and keep them down to that, or you're going to be sitting for a long time. All right? Anyway, that's it for this time. I'm cripeman, and I'll talk to you again later.